Today is Thursday, the 13th of June. Maybe not the best day to start such a video, but yeah. Welcome to the first behind the scenes vlog of airport updates being created, or whatever I will end up calling this series. We have several things to work on, but I'll explain everything. So here we have the base plate of Philadelphia, and realistically that is the next thing I will be working on, mainly just making updates from Philadelphia, the setup as it is right now. I mean, as it is known so far, because I haven't brought the buildings over here yet, but that is something I will be doing in the coming days. I have of course been talking about making an extension, and that is still basically in planning. I have at least one of the buildings. I might need to build the rest, but that is something I think I will then do a little bit later, but for now just getting started with that. But what is all the rest of the things you see here on this base plate about? Well, that's then of course about, well, perhaps the extension of Philadelphia and the two other projects that I also have in mind. Firstly, it is Esbjerg Airport. Well, a fictional Esbjerg Airport, because the real one is really rather small, but I would like to do a Northern European airport with well, typical traffic around such an airport, and that is something that I've been thinking about for quite some time. I already have a plate, but I've decided that it is too small. I would like to have a bigger one, and honestly speaking, this was supposed to be the next big project, but I think I will push it back for something else, because the third project I have in mind is an airport based in New Zealand. I have already purchased quite a few aircraft for that project. I have basically the plate that I originally intended for Esbjerg that I could use for the New Zealand setup. Now, I haven't quite made up my mind yet with the New Zealand setup. Basically, I'm a bit struggling at the moment, considering should I place it in Auckland, which of course is the largest city of New Zealand, or should I place it in Wellington, which is, as far as I know, the capital of New Zealand. I really like the architecture of, or at least parts of the architecture, or at least parts of the airport from Wellington. I've been to both airports, and I think there are some interesting aspects with both of them. That's why I kind of consider both these airports. But of course, there is much less traffic in Wellington if we are doing it, well, based on real life. We could also make a fictional New Zealand airport, kind of mixing these two things together. I think in the end, I will probably end up with more something like Auckland, and then trying to replicate real traffic as closely as possible. But as always, with my usual mix of realism and a bit of fantasy, but that is fantasy based on what realistically could be. I think that's a mix that I've always enjoyed doing, because it gives a little bit more freedom with things, but it keeps it kind of still within realism. So what I mean with that is, for example, having airlines coming into the airport, even though the real airport might not have it, but those would be airlines that technically could do such flights, and of course also aircraft type that do fly nowadays, so it wouldn't be a Concorde, for example, coming in. Now, I have already bought some materials for building such a New Zealand airport. I ordered some materials from Amazon, and to be honest, I did a slight miscalculation. This was the parcel that arrived, and in my head, the materials should have been much bigger than they are, but I think we can still work something out here. Now, what I have here is some polystyrene sheets. I have them in like this black grayish color. I have some in white, and then I have some other polystyrene elements, some tubes, some squares, some stuff like that, which can be useful for building buildings. Of course, I still have material from, well, my previous airport projects. That would be cardboard, thick cardboard and some thin paper. I also have a few other materials lying around, and I think combining these things together, I should be able to build something. But this is of course something that will take a bit of time, and I will try to document this while I'm doing it as well good as I can. I'll try to keep in mind to always keep the camera rolling when I do stuff. Of course, I still also have some old material here from previous projects, and then I have, this is actually something I bought probably in 2019, so a really long time ago, and have had laying around. And this is all sorts of, this is basically just, yeah, all sorts of kind of material stuff like that you can use for scenery. And to be honest, I kind of, yeah, I actually don't quite know what is in this box. I just know that's scenery stuff. I have to take a look at it a bit closer and find out if this is useful. But yeah, this is also a thing that I really want to have. I want to have some scenery with my projects. And I think especially with the New Zealand airport, I have something in mind. Because if you know Wellington Airport, it is basically in between some mountain ranges and right at the ocean. And I remember when I was flying there that we came in over the ocean and then landed on the runway, and then we had the terminals on the side, and on the other side there was the city. And what I really liked here was that the runway was kind of at least partially extended into the ocean. And I was thinking something like that, you're building some ridges and stuff like that. I have already purchased material so I can make artificial water and also cliffs and stuff like that. So that is something I will try out. I have never done stuff like that before, but I will try that for my New Zealand setup, because I think I'd like these setups to have like each their unique thing. Philadelphia has its unique architecture and stuff. We have the little corner on the plate where we have the airport hotel. If we extend it, we can maybe do a bit more there as well. Esbjerg, I haven't quite figured out yet the setup there, but I do want to have more landside than I've had in previous airports. And then with the New Zealand setup, regardless of it being in Auckland, in Wellington, or a fictional place in New Zealand, I want also there to have some landscape that, you know, when you then see the airport, you immediately can identify this is the airport that we are visiting. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. This is the very first update. Not much to show yet, but I hope that I will be able to film much more in the coming weeks and months. And once I then release these videos, hopefully you will understand more of the process behind making the airport updates that are coming here on the channel. But I guess when you see this, they have already started being released. Now, for now, this is really all I have to say. I hope this all makes sense. I hope there is much more for you to see in the near future, as this is really the beginning of the process for me at the moment. I don't know yet what is to come, but hopefully it will be a great journey that we can take together. For now, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this type of content. And of course, hit subscribe if you are new around here. With that, thanks so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.